because you have to have self-control over your mind and how much food you're consuming. So this means attaining.
No. You only have to control the amount of foods you're eating if you're eating foods that have a combination of being very high in fat, high in sugar, and high in sodium, because these are the foods that override your fucking system. In your brain, they just go haywire and you can overeat super easily. Today I'm going to be reacting to TikTok weight loss tips and tricks that I find. I have not seen any of these videos yet, so we'll be experiencing them together. And I'm going to see if I like it or not, since I wouldn't say I'm an expert in any shape or form, but I study clinical nutrition. I personally have a huge interest when it comes to weight loss. I find these things super interesting. I've read loads of studies about that. One disclaimer on the side, however I'm going to be reacting, it has nothing to do with the creator itself. I'm just going to react to the claims he or she is making. I just entered weight loss tips on TikTok. And here we go.
If you want to lose 10 pounds this month, this is what you do. You're going to fast until lunch. You're going to skip breakfast and fast all the way until lunch. During that fast, you're only going to drink water, tea, or black coffee. Also, during that fast, try to get at least 30 to 45 minutes of some sort of exercise, whether you want to go to the gym, go for a walk, do a YouTube video. Once your eating window starts, you're going to focus on high protein foods, high protein green veggies, and good carbs such as potatoes and rice. If you can do all those things for a whole month, I guarantee you'll be at least 10 to 20 pounds down. If you think you can do this for 30 days, I want you to comment down below and share.
All right, so when it comes to fasting, I have mixed feelings about it. There's some research suggesting that it's beneficial, sometimes for weight loss as well, but for weight loss, usually only when you fast in the evening, aka you have your dinner pretty late and then you fast a few hours before you go to bed, and then you obviously fast the whole sleeping window, and then you have it that way because the metabolism seems to slow down in the evening. In the morning, yeah, sure, you can do that if you if it fits into your lifestyle. It is not shown as effective as in the evening. It really depends what you eat afterwards. The whole thing with exercising, I suppose it's like a personal kind of thing. I like to feel energized doing my exercises. I like to improve with what I'm doing. I'm mostly an endurance athlete. I also do some weight training, not as much at the moment, but I personally have the experience that my exercise, my performance, my well-being during exercise is way better when I actually fuel. And then it's kind of like a cycle. If you fuel properly, you can exercise better, you burn more calories, you improve in your routine. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but obviously if it's just about weight loss, sure, you can do it. I don't think there is significant evidence to say that that would actually help with weight loss if you exercise fasted. And yeah, high protein is something that makes you feel more satisfied. That is true, but studies have shown that if you compare a high carb to a high protein meal and see which one satisfies you longer in the sense of how many calories you eat throughout the day when you focus on these different macros, there's really not as much evidence to say that protein satisfies you or satiates you more than carbohydrates. So I would go with calorie loose in the sense of a calorie density kind of thing. So if you want to lose weight, make sure you eat nutritionally dense and calorie loose foods such as whole foods, potatoes, vegetables, fruits, and that sort of thing, and not really focus on high protein foods, which usually tend to be animal products, which don't have any fiber, which doesn't fill you up as much. Anyway, that was a rant from me. Let's react to the second one.
If you're a female and you're currently weighing yourself, then you need to see this. Most assume that weight loss should look like this, with your overall weight going down in a lovely linear fashion. But this is a mistake because you're using the scales to gauge fat loss, but you're predominantly made up of water, which means the reality of weight loss actually looks like this, with ups and downs occurring in the short term due to water weight fluctuations. Here's an example weight loss journey whilst weighing yourself once a week. You have an initial big drop in weight when entering a deficit of calories due to water loss. In that 2 weeks where you think it's really easy, And then spice.
If you lose a lot of water in the beginning of your weight loss, it basically means you're not eating enough carbohydrates, because that water loss is probably due to glycogen loss, aka you don't fill up your carb stores and your body is using the carbs it already has stored in the body, and then you lose the water that is attached to glycogen. So I wouldn't, that I don't know what kind of data he took out of that scale, because I agree with the fact that weight loss isn't a straight line. We have water fluctuations, especially women, when it comes to our hormone cycles. So definitely some water weight fluctuations. But yeah, the first big jump only really happens if you restrict carbohydrates.
Spikes here and there, potentially due to your menstrual cycle, how much salt you've had one day, how much water you've drank.
A good point. If you reduce salt intake, your body sheds some water as well. As sodium and potassium is what regulates your water. What's it called? Your water retention. So if you eat low sodium, you will shed some extra water.
If you've had your morning poo or not, you get the point. It's the downward trend over many months of weigh-ins that really matter, whilst normalising acute increases in weight along the way. And finally, for more honest and practical weight loss advice, be sure to give me a follow. If you're
Very charming.
Grab my favorite weight loss snacks that help me go from this to this and lose 85 pounds postpartum.
Wow.
I love these Quaker chips for an easy on-the-go snack. These rice cakes are such a good little sweet treat for the afternoon. Beef jerky is one of my favorite ways to hit my protein goal during the day. These Quest cookies are only 90 calories and the perfect little treat. I love this popcorn for a low-calorie, high-volume snack. This is my all-time favorite yogurt to reach my protein goal every day.
Absolutely love the whole rice cake kind of vibe. It has not a lot of calories. It has a lot of air in them, so if you eat them, they kind of fill you up either way. And it's a good snacking thing. When it comes to reaching your protein goals, and then for that using beef snacks, I don't know what exactly it is. It's like beef jerky probably, or the yogurt. Sure, you can do that if you want to. I personally wouldn't, if my goal is weight loss, as protein is like a bulking kind of thing. In terms of reaching your daily protein requirement, the recommendation is 0.8 gram per kilogram body weight. So if you're eating your normal daily caloric intake, you should reach your protein goals without actually adding something extra. And then if the reason you're eating the yogurt and the beef jerky is only to reach your protein goals, you can basically, exclude them, because you don't really need them in order to reach your protein goals, if that makes sense. And you could eat something that maybe makes you fuller for longer. You could have some boiled potatoes, for example, or some rice. Has protein in it as well, and fills you up and helps with your weight loss because it's low in fat. But other than that, kudos to her for losing so much weight after having a baby. That's really incredible. Good stuff. I'll see the popular one. How I lost 6 kilos in just 4 weeks. That is a big weight drop. I hope that has been healthy. Let's see.
How I lost 6 kilos in 4 weeks as a non-athletic regular person. This is me in October 2022.
She's really cute.
And 1 month later, this is me, kayang-kaya na mag-crop top in 2 weeks.
Wow.
I did 3 things, and this first tip might actually be a little controversial, but let me tell you. Work out for at least 30 minutes 3 times a week. Honestly, nothing too hardcore. It just has to be something that you like and that will make you really, really sweaty.
I love that. One thing when it comes to exercise and weight loss, yes, it can help, but the majority of weight loss is made in the kitchen, if that makes sense, because most people don't exercise for a long time to burn off all the calories they would eat if they eat unhealthily. So exercise is super healthy for you for various reasons, but not necessarily the ultimate weight loss hack. Sorry, I tried to come up with this German sentence which is stuck in my brain anyway. Good for exercise. Really sweaty. I love that. I love a good sweat session. That sounds weird.
I personally don't track calories. Like, I don't track how many I take in or burn when I exercise. I just think it's another habit to build on its own. And sinasanay natin yung sarili natin magpawis and mag-exercise. Some days I do hit Other days, I learn a Blackpink choreo or do Zumba. And this is why it might get a little bit controversial. It's because I follow Chloe Ting's videos. Okay, I know Chloe Ting is pandemic years ago, or she might not be the best, yada, yada, yada. But I really saw results when I did her workouts. So find what works for you and do it for at least 30 minutes, 3 times a week. And follow for parts 2 and 3.
I love that. For Chloe Ting, I actually did her challenge, her summer challenge a few years ago. I think I put it on YouTube as well, so do check that out if you want to see me do that. In my beginning days of YouTube, yeah, my review of her, I'm not doing her at the moment. Is I don't like that they're like advertisements in between. I don't know if she intentionally put them in or not, but it's kind of getting you out of the flow. And some of these exercises are quite bizarre. But yeah, they're short and sweet, and yeah. If you, like she said, if you find something that works for you, stick to it for sure. I like these videos, so let's see her.
I'm going to give you some weight loss tips that got me from this to this in just 9 months.
What?
To this.
Okay. I'm just really impressed by that picture. I'm not sure if that is, yeah, some people suggest it's like Photoshop. I don't know if it is. If it is not, then that is, I'm not like, I think that's a very realistic kind of waist, like fair enough. But like the proportions of the booty, gee, she must be either doing a lot of squats, standing in the right position, which she kind of is, and or having the according Photoshop skills. But it doesn't matter. We can see the weight loss and it is impressive. So let's go.
This in just 9 months.
Wow.
Okay, number 1, don't eat.
I think 9 months is a realistic kind of period for the weight loss she showed. Yeah. But obviously, weight loss isn't the same for everyone. And I would actually always argue that the more sustainable you can do it, and the more you can do it without restricting calories heavily, the more you can do it when you go to bed actually feeling satisfied and happy, that's the way to go, because then you're building a healthy lifestyle that you can maintain. You will lose the weight eventually. It's just slow, it will just like come off you. And you have an easy time keeping it as well. And your metabolism doesn't slow down. So, chef's kiss for that weight loss.
Stressed. Our bodies are intuitively designed to seek comfort when one is distressed or agitated. Therefore, people often resort to food to seek and validate that comfort. It's a survival mechanism, and our minds are predisposed to send hunger hormones through our body when we're stressed, and often to regulate.
I mean, cortisol is actually proven to, like, people who have high cortisol levels, high stress levels, their body fat tends to be higher because the body is in not exactly a mode of getting rid of things, if that makes sense.
These dysfunctional moods like agitation and stress. People often binge or eat too.
Also, sorry, I'm interrupting here. Also, one thing I want to say to cortisol, obviously there are many factors that contribute to cortisol levels. If you struggle with stress and anxiety in your job or wherever it is coming from, and you can't seem to get a hold of it over time, it would be important to kind of find the root causes and try to eliminate them or reduce them, as high cortisol levels and high stress levels over time can be really damaging on your health. So not for the sake of weight loss, but for the sake of your own overall health, it is important to reduce cortisol levels if possible. But she's just saying don't eat stressed. So yeah, I mean, maybe I went a little bit overboard with the stress cortisol topic, but yeah, if you can eat in a relaxing way, that gives your body time to digest. So nice point. Sorry for me going absolutely to the other end of the spectrum.
Too much. So it's so important not to eat when you're feeling really stressed, because you're more likely to eat more food. What I would suggest is to eat mindfully, eat slowly, and chew your food, because you're more likely to feel full quicker. And then that leads on to my second one, eat slowly. This is so important.
I mean, I wouldn't say it is so important because I mean, it is good, helps your body signal to your brain that you're actually full when you eat enough food. But what also plays a big role if you feel full or not is the kind of foods you're eating, how calorie dense they are, especially. Yeah.
Weight loss is all psychological. It's imperative to develop that self-control and mental resilience to not eat more than what you're required to eat.
I would agree and disagree at the same time because like maintaining a healthy weight shouldn't be about psychological self-control and not and stopping before you actually are finished eating or you feel like you want to eat more. I think, or I believe, and I live the philosophy that if you're hungry you should eat and you shouldn't stop just because you counted the calories and you have to stop now or anything else. Or daily caloric requirements are very different from day to day, from activity level, from a menstrual cycle, from other factors as well. And in the end, it's more like what you do long term. So if one day you feel more hungry but you don't allow yourself to eat more, I think that is the wrong kind of mindset. That basically tells me that you're not eating the right kind of foods in the sense of the healthful, filling foods, nutritious foods. Yeah, so that would be something that I would say. Like, it should be about self control.
And making sure you feel calm and affirmative. And this links in with the philosophy of Stoicism, which suggests that when someone develops internal locus of control and self-regulation, you're more likely to live an abundant and healthy life. And this development of emotional control and self-regulation links into weight loss, because you have to have self-control over your mind and how much food you're consuming. So this means attaining
No, no. You only have to control the amount of foods you're eating if you're eating foods that have a combination of being very high in fat, high in sugar, and high in sodium, because these are the foods that override your fucking system in your brain. They just go haywire and you can overeat super easily. But if you eat boiled potatoes, rice with vegetables, tofu, pasta dishes, fruits, your body will tell you when you're full. If you keep it whole foods, you don't have to practice self control while eating because it's just a natural regulation. Don't just take my word for it. You can Google that and you can try it yourself. You'll see.
discipline and consistency towards your food consumption. Number 3,
The reason I'm saying this is I think this is the kind of mindset people have when it comes to weight loss in terms of restricting. You need to restrict your calories, you need to practice self-discipline, you need to practice self-determination. But in reality, it's not that complicated as we like to make it out to be. And it shouldn't be that complicated. There are a few tweaks and tricks when it comes to foods that you eat. Yeah, but just that much from me.
buy mince. So throughout my weight loss, inevitably I was restricting myself from certain foods because I was trying to be in a calorie deficit. Therefore, I would quite frequently feel hungry throughout the day. So to alleviate these hunger cravings, I would have mince. This helped me massively. It kind of diminished those cravings for hunger. Good recommendations are polos.
No. No, I would not do that. That doesn't. No. But if you're hungry, you need to eat. Your body's telling you you need to eat. It needs certain vitamins and nutrients and minerals. It doesn't mean you should go to McDonald's and get fries. It doesn't mean you should get a Big Mac. It means you need real food and you need good food and good nutritious foods, and then you won't be hungry. And you nothing against chewing gums, by the way. It's just if you chew them because you're hungry and you want to kind of not eat, I no, I wouldn't recommend. Sorry.
Or even chewing gums, they're all equally as helpful to kind of alleviate those cravings. Number 4, exercise.
also I did that before, and that whole mindset with the whole restriction, and you chew chewing gums, and you drink a lot of water before you eat and all that kind of thing, which are in the sense like drinking water, etc. It's a healthy habit, but if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, I don't think it's sustainable. Yeah, and at least it led me, like, this kind of mentality led me to fluctuating with my weight throughout my late teens. I'm 25 now, by the way. Not that anyone asks.
Now, I know it's not an absolute necessity to exercise. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, inevitably you will lose weight. I do know that.
True, as long as you run a calorie deficit, you will lose weight, but you will also lose weight if you eat enough calories for your ideal kind of statue, like your ideal body weight, basically. But you will also lose weight if you eat the right kinds of foods, aka if you eat foods that are high in fiber. No matter the nature, your body doesn't actually absorb all of the calories that you eat. Some of them you will just poop out when it comes to fat calories and carb calories, etc. So counting calories is, I think, it's a very old approach to weight loss. It works, but it is not the only way, and there's certainly better ways to lose weight. And you can't even count calories properly, to be honest. Like if you, for example, a banana can have 100 calories, a banana can have 70 calories, a banana can have 150 calories. You can burn way more or way less during the day, depending on how much you fidget and how much your temperature rises or not. For example, if you eat a lot of carbs, your body will go into dietary induced thermogenesis, which basically means your body will heat up your body a little bit to burn more calories. So it's all, the whole calories in, calories out thing is, I see where they're coming from. It has some, fundamentals that are true, but it's not the be all end all, and there's certainly better ways to do it without driving yourself nuts by counting calories. Because it's not the most efficient way to lose weight long term. I'm always talking about, if I say lose weight, I'm not talking about losing an X amount in a week. I'm talking about long term, coming down to a healthy BMI and staying there. That is my kind of mindset and approach to weight loss and diet and nutrition in general.
However, in my personal experience, alongside being in a calorie deficit, I was also exercising rigorously. And I feel as though this was a contributing factor to why I lost weight so quickly. This includes anything from just walking to swimming to biking to running, anything, even doing at-home exercises for like 20 minutes. And then number 5,
Sure, exercise increase your calories and expenditure, but like I said earlier in the video, it doesn't really, like, if your diet is shit, then exercise is doing fuck all. Plus, when we take the weight loss aspect aside, when your diet is shit and you exercise, you can still suffer from diet related illnesses. People think they're immune because they exercise, but we've seen marathon runners die of a heart attack. So don't let a healthy looking body fuel you from what's going on inside.
expect it to be easy. Like and follow for part 2.
I would say expect it to be easy, because it is easy if you give yourself time. If you want to lose a fucking sorry, why am I cursing so much? If you want to lose a huge amount of weight in a very short time, it'll be difficult. You will struggle and you will probably suffer. But if you give yourself a decent amount of time, like half a year, which in retrospect, if you're doing this for the rest of your life, if you maintain that weight for the rest of your life, I would say 6 months to a year is not a long time, especially if you can hold that weight loss, if it makes sense. Anyway, I think this video is long enough as it is. Here I am again. Now I see myself. I didn't see myself earlier. Yeah, let me know what you think about this video. If I should react to other topics, other TikToks, other YouTube shorts, whatever you want me to react to. And let's see if I can make a series out of this, if you find that interesting. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I would appreciate it so much, and I see you next time, if you like. Take care. Bye. Oh my god, I just thought I didn't record.
Was such a waste, such a waste, such a waste. Looking on the city lights, flashing bright in my